For 20 years now, MNTV has been a showcase for Minnesota filmmakers. From animation to narrative, from experimental to music video, MNTV is a chance for Minnesotans to see their lives mirrored back to them in the year's best independent short films.
MNTV provides ability for filmmakers to kind of have that dialogue with an audience, to kind of get their work out, to talk about it, and to show it on broadcast television, which is pretty amazing.
People that don't go out to theaters to see film often will see the film because it's on their TV.
It's a kind of an aspect that's a little bit mysterious to most people, is to be able to create something basically from nothing.
When MNTV debuted in 1990, viewers had never seen anything like it, and in some cases, never saw anything like it again. While equipment and technique may have advanced through the years, the intention has remained the same: to give Minnesota artists a broadcast venue and nurture an audience for their work. And now, the 2014 season of MNTV.
MNTV is a co-production of IFP Minnesota, Walker Art Center, and Twin Cities Public Television. Funding is provided by a grant from the Jerome Foundation.
This piece is called Former Best Friends Forever. It's a piece that started out with 4 audio interviews that I did with my friends from childhood. So these 4 guys who were at one time my best friend. So the end piece is me in costume with various states of facial hair, lip syncing the voices of my former best friends. While it starts from a very personal place, I think there are a lot of really interesting, almost sort of taboo subjects within this. You know, people, especially men, I think, don't like to talk about failure or about hurt feelings, having one career and wishing they had done something else, so some sort of regret. So I feel like those themes are interesting to uncover and to reveal. Even though it's starting from a very personal point of view, I think it has relevance to a much broader audience.
You were funny, more popular than I, voted best eyes, and I wanted to get voted best eyes. No one even nominated me. I wanted something in the yearbook. No, I wanted to be popular like you. Have everyone know who you were. That's why I started doing what I was doing in college. Because then everyone looked up to me, everyone wanted to be my friend. And then I was popular.
Yeah, I liked school until 4th grade. 5th grade through 8th grade, it was okay, it was just something you did. 9th grade, I didn't like it, and by the time I was 11th and 12th grade, I'd have did anything to get out of it. Quit. I wasn't there by choice. I wasn't interested in what they're telling me, because I really didn't care how to figure out all 3 sides on a triangle. The English was a waste. I know how to speak English, and I could write my name, and I can spell all my letters. So, yeah, it wasn't for me.
In 6th grade, they were starting that stupid little kung fu gang. It wasn't a real gang, but they called themselves a gang, and they had to do some like kung fu thing or something really lame. Anyway, they were starting this, and Mike wasn't included in it because I think he was my friend. I think he felt that if he disowned me as a friend, then they would accept him. And so anyhow, this escalated until one day after choir, as I'm walking down the hall, from behind all of a sudden I got slugged in the head. And very quickly, the entire class circled around Mike and I. And I just turned around and started slugging him back. I think I just, I'd had enough, and so I was ready to just stand up for myself.
I was never real keen on the idea of going to Bible camp, but you kind of talked me into it a slight bit. And then as soon as we get there, you basically said, I don't want to talk to you, we can talk in Annandale. At the time, you were just willing to shortchange, it seemed like you were willing to shortchange friends you already knew to get another friend. It wasn't that they were going to be better friends with you. You were just, oh, I'm already friends with you. I'm not friends with him. I want to be friends with him too. So the hell with you for now.
Summer that we graduated, Dan and I went out to State Park and got high. And then that's when I started smoking. Didn't have any money to buy it, but I knew the person to get it from. So then I just sell it so I could get some. Got out of control. Making $3,000 a week profit. So then I just got in that lifestyle.
You seemed at sometimes to hold some grudges against things that I did. I got to know kind of what you were looking for or what you were hoping I would do. And a lot of times it was actually good things. So it was always, I look back fondly on our interactions.
You got so much potential. I always hated that. They say, oh, you have potential. Like, well, you don't think I'm trying now, you know? So you have potential. Oh, you run cross country, I can guarantee a 4-year scholarship. I can get one in golf, you know? And, well, you got so much potential, you're fast, you're skinny. Nope. But I hate it when people always tell me you got potential.
I was out drinking out on the pontoon. We were drinking all the beer the night before, so we had to drink whiskey on the boat. I said, no, I don't want to do this. Because one of us is going to get angry, we're going to get in a fight. Well, just so happened to be me. Got drunk and started making a scene. So Shane drove me out to my parents' house and made a phone call, wanted to go get some cocaine. So I hopped on my 4-wheeler to get my truck. Stupid. Started losing control. Just got scared. The last thing I remembered was covering my head and saying a prayer. Stupid.
Another time was when you were desperate to find a lady friend on the Winnipeg band trip, and we were sitting by each other, and then in the middle of it, you just decided, okay, you didn't want to hang around with me, you wanted to hang around all these girls who weren't really that interested in you anyway. Yeah, it was about you on that trip, how you were trying to show off with them and kind of cast me aside.
You were probably the only, friend that I really felt like I connected to. But I tried to make these other friendships that seemed to always kind of blow up in my face in some way or another.
Sorry, I would really want that word.
I was in a coma. I think 6 weeks. The right frontal lobe is actually cut out. It's missing. And that'll never grow back. Oh, I had dreams of the right and wrong ways to live. I talked to God and he said, this is an example of hell on earth. Using drugs, drinking, girls, just doing all the things I was doing. And he said, well, this is what it could be. And showed me an example of heaven on earth. I said, oh, I'll do it. Made a commitment with him. And he said, just let me have another chance.
You just wanted a certain image of yourself. You really wanted a reputation. And you wanted to be the well-known. Or I just didn't really care.
Or I just didn't really care.
You just wanted a certain image of yourself as this person who was a leader, student council, excellent grades, good in sports, lots of friends, and romantic and popular with the girls. And sometimes when you were trying to achieve all those things, you went against the principles that stood for. Like you friends off and trying to achieve that, and you shortchanged some of the others when trying to achieve one.
Let's do one more.
I don't know, I guess at that point I was 100% focused on farming. I just wanted to get out and start doing it. Looking back, it's probably not the smartest thing to do, but I don't know. I wouldn't be married to 2 kids, living where I do now. You wouldn't want it different now, but probably should have. I could have gotten a higher paying job. Probably stuck in an office going crazy, pulling a little bit of my hair out.
I probably would have gone to jail. One of my main customers got in trouble. And my name got brought up in the police reports. Give me a second here. Okay, I'll split the cost of the shotgun shells with you. But will you pick me up a big box of like 550 of the 22 shells? I'll buy those from you. Okay, perfect. Thanks, buddy. Bye.
I don't know. Is that even?
Rosie's about fatherhood and trying to give to your family, but also the sacrifices that you take in order to provide for them. The case itself is based off of one that my father had when he worked at the Minnesota Attorney General staff. So I had the pleasure of writing it with my father while he was battling pancreatic cancer. And unfortunately, he never saw the end result of the film. And it meant a lot to me to be able to put that into words and to film it. And it was a really good experience.
But Daddy, you didn't sing me a song.
How am I gonna do that? All by myself? Sweetheart, how am I gonna sing Rosie to sleep all by myself?
I have an idea. I see the moon and the moon sees me under the shade of the old oak tree. Please let the light that shines on me shine on the one I love. Good night, sweetheart.
Could you please state your name for the record?
Gregory Murphy.
And what is your marital status?
Married.
What's the name of your spouse?
Meredith Murphy.
Rosie, where are you, baby?
Kent, your eggs are getting cold.
I can't right now. Frank forgot to tell me they moved up the deposition to today.
But Dad, you promised.
Sorry, kiddo, but I gotta go to work.
Kent, wait.
Look, Mommy, I drew.
That is so good, baby.
But Mommy, you're not even looking.
Wow, that is so great. Tell me about it.
Well, I love squirrels, so I draw a squirrel.
You promised no more work on the weekends.
I know that. You act like this is my choice.
Come on, Kent, it's a Saturday. Can you just come back inside and have breakfast with me and Aaron?
No, I can't. I'm gonna be late.
But what about Aaron?
This is important.
But what about Aaron? You promised to teach him to ride his bike today.
I know. I'll try. I don't know when I'm gonna get home.
I'm getting tired of doing everything alone. I don't want to have to go back to my mother's again.
I'm trying, Natalie. I'll be late. And what is your child's full name?
Rosie Evelyn Murphy.
Why don't you go show your daddy?
Okay.
But wait, I want you to come right back after so you can set the table, okay?
Okay.
Let's talk about your workshop. Where's that located?
It is located in the garage.
And is this related to your line of work?
No, I do a lot of woodworking as a hobby. What does that matter?
Well, help me understand that there's a reasonable explanation for your daughter being unattended at the time of the incident. What is your profession?
What?
What is your profession?
Just answer the question, Greg. He's trying to help you.
How is knowing my job going to help him?
I just want to get to know more about who you are, Mr. Murphy.
I'm a mechanic.
Thank you. What were you working on at the time of the incident?
I was making a birdhouse. Rosie wanted to see more birds.
Do those tools make a lot of noise?
Yes.
Enough that you couldn't hear your wife yelling at you to watch your child?
The saw is very loud.
Be clear, Kent. Mr. Murphy is suing the state for negligent construction. He doesn't need to be interrogated like he's guilty of something.
Let's talk about the pond. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes, it is a photo of the pond near my house.
Has that pond always been there?
Since they built the freeway.
So the pond has just recently been there?
10 years or so.
So the pond isn't new to you?
No.
Is it a deep pond?
About waist deep, more or less.
So you had been to this pond before?
Yes, I walk by it often.
Mm-hmm. Are there any signs or notices warning people of the pond's existence?
No.
Did you ever warn your child of the pond and to be aware of it?
Yes, every time we walk back from the playground.
Dinner ready?
Yeah? Where's Rosie?
Thought she was with you.
Rosie? Rosie! Greg. Rosie? Rosie!
Would you say that you're an attentive father?
Yes.
Rosie! Rosie, baby! Rosie!
Did you pay attention to her test scores?
Yes, she was a very bright child.
Have you seen her?
And her school projects, did she bring them home?
Many. She was working several weeks back on a project about squirrels.
Did she like to read a lot?
Well, I would read to her when she went to bed. When You Give a Mouse a Cookie was her favorite bedtime story.
I'm a father myself. You know, and I can't imagine how you must feel. Now I have just one more question for you, and then we'll be done, okay?
Thanks.
Rosie!
Rosie? Rosie? Rosie!
Be careful, Greg. Oh, God.
Baby.
Rosie! Rosie, baby.
Wake up, wake up.
Wake up. Rosie,
God.
Rosie.
Hey, come on.
What dollar amount would you put on the life of your daughter, Mr. Murphy?
What? How can you ask that?
This is why we're here, Greg.
Oh, how can you do that? She was my child. You're a father. Imagine losing that.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. That's all the questions I have. Again, my condolences.
Do you have a suggestion for me?
You should settle this case.
Why? The father was clearly negligent.
It's not that simple. I mean, he's clearly a decent, likable man who lost his daughter.
His negligence put that girl on the pond, not our highway.
The jury would sympathize with him. My recommendation, you settle, and that you offer the maximum. It's the humane thing to do.
Okay. Thank you, Kent.
Welcome home.
Hey. Smells good. How are you?
You know. I'll have Aaron get you when it's done.
Dad!
There he is. How was your day, kiddo?
Good.
No, you know better than that. I'm gonna make you elaborate later. I'm gonna go change. Come up and get me when dinner's ready, okay?
Sounds good.
Plaintiff was not aware that his daughter tried to make contact, period. Come in.
Dinner's ready.
Great. Hey, wait. How was your day?
It was fine.
Elaborate.
Well, Jimmy and Sam wanted me to go to the arcade with them, but I still don't know how to ride without my training wheels.
I'm sorry I couldn't be here today. Well, let's go get some dinner.
Are you ready to talk about this?
What's on your mind?
You know exactly what's on my mind. I want you to teach Aaron to ride his bike tomorrow, or I'm leaving for my mother's again.
You know I can't do that. I have another deposition in St. Cloud.
You're not listening to me.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I work to support us.
I do too, but I know my limits. You're gonna kill yourself, ruin your family, all for your job.
I love my job.
I know you do, but I can't take much more of this. You know, Aaron couldn't be with his friends because you broke your promise.
I know. He told me. I have to get back to work.
If you do not spend time with our son tomorrow, I am leaving you for good this time.
Do not talk to me like I'm a child, Natalie. I work for you and for my son. Why can't you accept that?
Because he deserves a better father. I've said all I have to say. wake up. We're going to Grandma's. Aaron?
Go. You got it. It's yours. Pedal, pedal.
Look!
Yeah,
I got it.
Aaron!
Woo!
All right! Woo! Yeah!
I wrote the essay first and then sent it to Jess, and together we brainstormed different images to use. And what was really great about collaboration was that our language for art were different. I came from the written essay, Jess came from moving image, and it was that collaboration that was so inspiring.
And the ability for both of us to come together, just two of us working intimately, we were able to just sort of experiment with what she had written and what visuals she was looking for.
And I was really moved by the idea that we as a society continue as business as usual, even though our landscape is really asking us to do something different, and that's hibernation, and we were forced to stay indoors. And I felt to take that experience and move it to an art form.
One must have a mind of winter, frost-covered bough, shaked juniper, snow-crusted pine cone. For how long can I see through the glittering distance before blankness erases the borders of our streets, our sidewalks, the grids we use to draw ourselves in? When Wallace Stevens' poem was first read to me by a professor from Texas, the words not quite fitting around his southern drawl, my first inclination was that no one has experienced winter, not like the one Wallace describes. When I listen to winter, I hear the earth crying tufts of white, whining as she passes through the window's crevices, trying to call us home as we shut her out. For how long can I wear a frost-covered bough and continue to chop potatoes? Let the dog in and out of the house, go to work, go to sleep, play even. Long after I finish cleaning the house is still clean, sealed off, empty. An ice dam lies prostrate on our roof, having conquered the shingles the shield of our artificial dwelling. Thick icicles hang off the gutters, dripping down like bars over our window. My husband worries about water damage. I worry about the penetration of our habitat, our attempt to distinguish our human world from that of the earth. Somewhere it is not here. I can still buy produce at the local grocery store. I fill our house with plants, but even they are suffering. Up against the heat registers, I overwater them for fear they won't make it to spring. I could put a name to this, to say that not every person feels this longing, this kind of empty pull. I could call it seasonal affective disorder, but that is to say the desire is to be disconnected from the seasons, to disengage from the earth that causes my living. My partner tells me I have my good days and my bad days, which makes me feel like even my good days, my happiness, are symptoms of something larger. Many words exist for winter: snowfall, ice drip, plow, salt and sand. Everything we do to live in our landscape, to survive the crack of a branch, like a bullet breaking. Only one word exists for snow, but endless ways to feel it. On some days, I am that branch ready to snap from the heaviness of it. I am the hesitancy of winter, the earth and unknown field layered on by lifeless nature that we must uncover to see that ground still exists. On days when I can barely write, when my mind feels dormant, when I fall into inescapable meditation and self-awareness, I imagine walking through fields and taking off my clothes, letting my jacket, my shirt, my pants drop on the snow cover, and I trudge naked through windswept drifts, fully clasped by the emptiness of air. I might feel the presence of something, of someone following, turn around and say, I exist. I'm part of all of this. There is something more than fluorescent lighting and heat registers. We have been attempting to live when the rest of the earth hibernates, when the only natural thing to do is sleep and continue breathing and wait for wakefulness.
Football is an interesting cultural institution because it's sort of this quintessentially American cultural event, phenomenon, or whatever you want to call it. And, you know, football and the NFL, more specifically, is having a lot of trouble sort of talking about it on the inside. And I think my film sort of shows that unwillingness to really confront these issues directly, from, you know, concussions to domestic abuse to homosexuality. They're all sort of related to masculinity. And so I think telling this in a high school format, in a coming of age format, is sort of perfect because it's not just this one character's coming to terms with these issues. It's really a confrontation with these issues, you know, for football culture en masse.
you seniors, we don't got a lot of football left. Some of you may never wear pads again after this week. But when you look back on your playing days, you'll remember this week, these practices, this game. So let's make it count, boys, like we've done all season. Knights on 3. 1, 2, 3. Knights!
Hey, get Devin over here. Devin! Can we work on the slants and skinny posts for a bit?
Yes, Coach.
All right, I was looking at some tape before practice, and they like to blitz their linebackers out of the 4-3, so there's going to be a big window over the middle. You're not afraid to run some crossing patterns, are you?
When have I ever been afraid to run anything, Coach?
Hey, James, forgot to give you something. It's a letter from the U of M. Come on, open it.
Why don't you hold on to it for me until after state?
You know, at the beginning of the year, you weren't on anyone's list. You've come a long way. Proud of you, kid.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
You ain't done yet, though. You gonna have a big game Sunday?
Saving the best for last, Coach.
That's what I like to hear. See you tomorrow, okay, Jims?
Thanks, Coach.
Man, I'll admit, James' girl Lauren is hot, but ain't nobody hotter than Emma.
Whatever, man. Dude, Lauren is like 10 times hotter than your girl.
Man, you don't even have a girlfriend. Fags don't get a vote in this.
None of us have even seen your girlfriend. Those photos are total bullshit.
Did you tell Lauren? Tell her what? There's nothing to tell. So you're just lying to her?
I'm not lying to her. You know, I was wasted. I barely remember it.
You cheated on Lauren, keep giving me bull. Can't just keep lying to
Does anyone
everyone.
even know you're gay? Huh? Your parents? I like girls, Dad. Lauren is the love of my life. That's all there is to it.
She's gonna find out. It's just a question of who tells her.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're late.
Sorry, I did some extra stuff after practice.
You missed dinner. You know, your mother and I like to eat dinner together.
Don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you. You want to play football like a man? Act like one off the field. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
get your head in the game.
Hey, James.
What is that supposed to mean?
Chill out, bro. I'm just saying hi.
Hustle up. This isn't the country club. Run it again. Come on, run it again. We're not going to win state with a bunch of faggots. Now get your head in the game.
Hey, James, is everything okay?
Yeah. Why?
You're a little off today. Where was your confidence?
I just had a bad day.
Well, if that kind of stuff happens on Sunday, you can say goodbye to state and your scholarship. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sure everything's okay? All right, you rest up, clear your head, and no partying, all right? All right.
Have I ever been to Paris?
Really? Paris? That's so lame.
Okay. Never have I ever.
Yo, James, you didn't put a finger down, bud.
No, I didn't.
Oh! All right, I got one for you then. Never have I. Oh!
That is so unfair.
All right, who's next? Yo, Ingrid, it's your turn. Yo, James, where you going, man?
I'm gonna get another beer if I keep playing this game.
Hey, take it easy, man. We got state on Sunday.
Where's Lauren? Writing a paper.
Go! Yeah! Yeah, baby! James, go! James, go! Yeah, James! Yeah, James! Let's go, James! Yeah,
Maybe we should take it easy a little bit, huh? Maybe we should meet me upstairs.
What about Lauren? She's right downstairs.
She's at home.
When are you going to tell her?
Forget it. I don't even know what I'm doing here.
If you're not going to tell her, then I will.
There's nothing to tell.
Fine.
What are you doing?
Calling Lauren.
Knock it off, Dev. I said knock it off.
Is that your throwing hand? God damn it. Look at you.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
You know the trainer can do that for you.
I can do it myself.
Listen, James. About the other night, even though I don't agree with it, it's not my place to tell Lauren. I'm sorry.
Let's just focus on the game.
You can't keep hiding behind football your whole life.
I feel like Mally's song has a lot of oppression hinted at in the lyrics. I wanted that to be represented as if it could be anyone or for any purpose. I think I wanted the monitor wall to be kind of like his little world where he's looking out at the world, seeing everything happen. And I mean, we look at the world through screens anyway, so it kind of made sense to use it as a metaphor. What really, I think, sells the video and really makes the video work really well was Alex, the main actor. Without him selling being in fear and being pursued by this other character, the whole thing wouldn't work. So I think that really brought the whole thing together.
Now, what are you loving? What do you take when I break it down? I'ma break it down. Similar fate, cake and gates in a different state. All the folks is hungry around here now for the truth, to the youth, to the grown-ups. Blue and reds, they get rats when they roll up, slow up, hold ups, rushing the owners. Decisions on a mission, you can get the chicken or drowning. That's from stressing, no blessings, your morals missing. Every day you being told to sit. Never mind how your tears are spilled. Ready to shoot against the troops. You and yours on the last meal. Of course I'ma loot with it when it's looting it, when the loot it, cuckoo with it. They shoot when it's never get to really ask even who did it. We see your silhouette, we shatter it with the hammers
mess with my family, my friends, my homies. I swear I just take your whole head, face, elbow to the and show that up your man. Don't mess with my folks.
You see the state we in, it's either live or you die. I'm black market in my truth, still put your wig to the side. High, go get high, subside for maybe 5. Still a ride, chill with no one, or they'll sell you to swine. Black and browns, they shackle them down. See what they did to the king in the open scene. They put a crack in his crown. Better answer when they call your bluff. We tearing everything up in here. We second tier. Yo, stuff. Years, no fears, we can't no more, no more. Shut down, city gone, whoa, whoa. Tears over years, no fears, we can't no more, no more. Run down, city homes, whoa, whoa. Standing at the top of a building with all the soldiers revolting. We sick of voting, they shut us out from an opening. No diapers for the babies, got a plot for the block. And breakfast, lunches, and afterthought. They sleep in a pillow with an asthma cough. What do you do when the power's gone? Everything you do is on record. You stuck on the phone, stuck in a box, tugging at a lock. And the babies, they can't read. All the we believe. Wi-Fi Joe shot, shove it up and leave us be. The world with it, everybody needs a fix. Crashing all the phones, we want to blow at the bits. Don't age, you should ride with us until the wheels fall. Selling coaches in a bottle of screen, I'm so appalled. Now they wanna rush us and break up right where we standing. That's when I grab the horn and let off with the mandins. Tears over years, no fears, we can't no more, no more. Shut down, city gone, whoa, whoa. Tears over years, no fears, we can't no more, no more. Run down, city homes, whoa, whoa. Tears over years, no fears, we can't no more, no more. Shut down, city gone, whoa, whoa. Tears over years, no fears, we can't no more, no more. Run down, city homes, whoa, whoa.
MNTV is a co-production of IFP Minnesota, Walker Art Center, and Twin Cities Public Television. Funding is provided by a grant from the Jerome Foundation.